Well, congrats, we did it.
Oh, we got one more surprise
Yeah,
team.
we got surprise teams.
Oh, surprise.
One surprise team.
So who might be a surprise? A surprise success?
I mean, okay. Fucking hell. Who do
I don't think it
pick
really
here?
counts in the AFC. I don't think it really counts for me to pick the Jets.
I don't think that one
everybody's
counts
kind of
either.
predicting
Everyone's on top of them, yeah. Everyone's on their nuts.
Yeah.
And this is gonna sound weird, but I think I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Hey, that's what I was thinking too.
I know they're in my worst teams, but I think they could also be a surprise success.
I don't know that I'm gonna pick
It's
them.
all gonna it's a lot of it's gonna hinge on Anthony Richardson. As much as I don't want to, I've got a feeling about that dude.
Yeah. I think he could be something special too.
But that feeling might just be Caleb Williams next year.
Who's yours, P?
Ah,
Still debating. This is tough. Like I've had like an hour to think about this, and
it is tough because I mean, I brought it. The surprise team is. Well, wait, we were doing one from each conference,
oh, one from each conference.
AFC and NFC.
You just made it harder.
The AFC is hard because there's a lot of teams that could be a surprise. I think the Browns could be surprising. I hate to say it, but I think the Broncos could be surprising.
I mean, you said the Colts were your surprise team, so that's your AFC team.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's hard to pick.
Yeah. No, it is.
It's such a stark contrast between the two conferences because I look at the AFC and I see nothing but potential
Yeah, I'm gonna say
teams and I see just fucking doom.
for my AFC team, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I was thinking that as well.
They brought in some secondary pieces and some offensive line help, and I think those were two areas they needed to address. They also brought in Allen Robinson at receiver. I mean,
maybe they can make him work.
I mean, he didn't do bad in Chicago or Jacksonville prior to the Rams, but he also wasn't the clear-cut number one option at LA. So
my good friend who's a Bears fan hated Allen Robinson when he was there.
yeah,
I'm gonna go Steelers as well, P. And to add on to your thing, it's it's a pretty safe bet, being as Mike Tomlinson has never gone under 500.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a surprise. That wouldn't be a surprise if they just go.
But I feel like they could easily,
I think,
take the 1 or 2 spot if they've done enough
in the North.
Yeah,
fuck out of here. No.
Yeah,
against Burrow and Lamar.
Look at the Bengals last year. They were like terrible in like the first third to half of the season. No, not terrible, but they didn't have a great record. So if the Steelers play them early, they could get
one more game than we did.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the Steelers could be a wild card.
Both of those teams.
And if
I could believe you like of them finishing second in that division, but there's no way they're winning that division.
What I'm saying is they could easily steal second place, and then if the right circumstances come along, they could steal first. I think that's I think a 98% chance of not happening, but
them winning the division would take a huge second year leap from Kenny Pickett, which we have seen huge second year leaps before. Carson Wentz had a huge second year leap. You would also need TJ Watt to have another defensive player of the year type season. You would need to hit all your. They have good weapons with Deontay Johnson. But yeah, it's going to depend on if they rebuilt that secondary well enough to contain those receivers in Cincy. Because, I mean, they're definitely not short on coaching.
I mean, shit, I would love to come back and eat that take.
Yeah, that'd be a cool one. I don't disagree with.
I would love to be wrong here.
No, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm just saying if all those things happen, I guess yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, it would just take some major gaffes and implosions by the Ravens and Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ravens aren't even playing a first place schedule.
No.
And that team
So.
is offensively from the outside, they're stacked.
But also one hit away from being not stacked.
Fair point.
So what's your NFC pick?
Mine's Bears.
Bears. I like it. I like it, Tim.
Because as much as I don't trust Justin Fields, they've done a lot to that team. And if they can keep him protected, who knows what he can do.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and he's shown some spark.
Yeah,
So
second half of the season, he was really good.
yeah, so if he can go into the season starting that way, I could see the Bears even winning that division. Like Sneak said, like we don't trust the Vikings.
No,
You
I don't
got
trust
Kirk
the Vikings.
Cousins, and
No, like, and the thing with the Vikings, like anything they do, you're just not going to believe in it.
I mean, they went.
Like that's
They had what, the second best record in the season for the NFL last year for like a long time, and
it was smoke and mirrors.
yeah,
We talked about it all season how we don't believe that. You
And
can-
then what did
as evidenced by anybody's power rankings, the Vikings were not there.
no,
no?
Even though they were running around with one loss for most of the season. Fuck out of here. Yeah, but I think the easy hot pick for surprising team is going to be the Lions, but that team would probably have to win 13 games for me to really be surprised at what they did.
Yeah.
And I already think they're probably going to win 11.
Damn.
But yeah, looking around the NFC, like the one sensible pick is the Bears to be the surprise team because it feels kind of like an Eagles situation where they've like the situation the Eagles were in last year. Like they've set the table for the quarterback. All he's got to do is perform.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
Jalen went out there and fucking did that. So it kind of feels like the Bears have kind of set the table for Justin Fields here, and all he's got to do go out and do and just perform.
Just perform.
And what's gonna be possibly a not very strong conference. Like they could win that the division. They could win that.
Yeah.
Because again, I think the Packers are going to be third or fourth.
I think third. I think the Vikings are going to finish fourth.
Yeah.
Vikings or Bears. I think if Fields doesn't do all the things that we hope he does, then they'll be right back at the drawing board.
Yeah. And really, like the only other team I even see that could surprise me, because it's not going to come from the South. Nobody's going to surprise me there.
I got one from the South as mine.
Really?
Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers.
that was on my list, but it all depends on who's
Right.
starting.
Yeah, it comes down to somebody's got to win that division.
Yeah,
I think I don't think Bryce Young's going into a terrible situation. This wasn't the team that lost the most games last season.
No, he's going into a great situation.
So obviously it'd be better with DJ Moore, but that's what it took to get you in Carolina. So you don't have that, but they have I think they don't have Curtis Samuel, but they have other receivers in place. Terrence Marshall Jr. coming in.
Go again?
What's that?
Where did DJ go?
He went in the trade for the number 1 overall pick to the Bears.
Oh, that's the Bears, yeah.
Yeah, DJ Moore. But I think they have a good enough defense, and they have an actual coach now. I know that Frank Wright is not everybody's favorite coach. He's not the most exciting pick, but he's not Matt Rule.
Good point.
So, it could be like a Doug Peterson taking over for Urban Meyer situation. Because let me put it this way: if it weren't for Urban Meyer, Matt Rule would be the worst NFL coach in a recent memory.
Oh, he's a college coach that had no idea. Like
no,
a coach who had no idea what he was getting into.
no fucking idea. So
Managing grown men is a lot different than recruiting kids.
yeah, you have to convince these people to believe you.
It's easy to lie to kids.
Yeah, NFL players can see through your shit.
Yeah.